Hi, honey bunches. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mouse. Today, we are going to be talking about one of the hardest parts of evolving. And when I say evolve, I am referring to what people typically refer to as healing, which I just think that term is a little cliche now, or not. I don't want to say it is cliche, but it's used so much that it kind of has become like a buzzword. And also, I think with evolution, like it really encompasses the full entirety of the experience because, for example, finding self love that's been like buried within you it's so much more than just healing. Like healing is a part of it, but it's so much more than that. So that's what I mean by evolving. But one of the most difficult parts that come up is having to face the parts of you that helped you survive like all of this time. And it is hard to let her know that while you were extremely helpful and I love you, like we have so much love for you, you are not going to be able to participate in the ways that you were participating before. And that's so hard. It's so hard because you recognize why she even exists. You see how beneficial it was for her to exist. But where you are now, you just no longer need her to participate as much. And it's hard for her, right? Like it's hard to face that. It's hard to try to show up in situations differently. And everything inside of you, like she's screaming at you, like, no, you need to feel this way. You need to protect yourself right now, where you're trying to show yourself a different experience. And in a way, it brings up so many things that you try to overcome. Like, for example, it can bring up rejection. It can bring up not feeling heard, right? Or not being valued. And those feelings can come up because like she is a part of you, right? And so having to face that and say, I'm sorry, like you no longer need to participate in the ways that you've been participating, and I'm making space for this new experience or line of thought or just a way of handling a situation. A lot of times we have to deal with those other feelings that come up with it, like in a way feeling kind of guilty or not even knowing if we are doing something that's beneficial for ourselves or we are doing something that will harm ourselves. Like, am I not paying attention or am I, you know what I mean? And so I feel like that's one of the most difficult parts, but it's like, like this evolved part of you that's growing and developing and blossoming, she knows, right? She knows where it's like, okay, I need to take a step back and I need to look at, or at least I would encourage you to make the space for that when situations come up. Give her a chance. Give her a chance to stand up and say she's not that strong yet, right? Because you have to build her strength. But give her a chance to say, hold on, right? Let's maybe take a different approach. And this other side of you is going to be stronger. She's had a lot of practice, and you have to make space for this new version of yourself or evolved side of you, this new perspective. And sometime it's going to feel like, nope, not doing it. It's this, it's that. But that's where you really have to take the time and really sit with it. Like, is this something that I want to carry with me? Is this perspective something that I can continue carrying with me? And am I going to be staying the same by carrying this with me? Or am I going to step into this like more evolved version of myself? Neither are wrong. I want to make sure I point that out. Neither are wrong. But, you just kind of have to decide. And once you make this decision, the side of you that has protected you for so long is likely going to feel really hurt. And you're going to have to take the time and make space for those feelings and let yourself know, like, I completely understand why you feel the way you feel. I completely understand. And in the past, that has helped me so much. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being here. But now, where I am, I couldn't handle it that way. I couldn't. And it's probably going to bring up a lot of emotions that I encourage you to make space for. Just sit there and let yourself cry if that's what you need to do. But it's one of the most difficult parts because it has really kept you going for so long. It has developed roots and everything. So it's not going to back down easy. And so I find that is, again, one of the most difficult parts. But also remembering with that, like, because that part of you can be so strong, you have to kind of like force your way past it, and you're not going to be ready, right? Like, being ready is not a feeling, right? Like, a lot of times we say, like, oh, I don't feel ready. It's not a feeling. Being ready is a decision. Think about when you're jumping into a pool. There's never, like, no matter how much you're standing there before you jump into a pool, like the first initial jump for that day, like, you're standing there. There's never a moment where you're like, yes, now I'm ready for the cold and all of it. Like, my body's ready to be shocked. Like, it's never, you're never going to feel that way. You just decide, okay, now is the time and I'm going to jump. Like, I'm going to be fine and I'm going to jump. It's kind of the same thing. Like, you just have to say, like, okay, like, I know I'm not going to feel comfortable with this. I know that it's going to bring up feelings for me, but I decide that I'm ready. And you just do it. And then you deal with the feelings after the fact, right? Like, you calm yourself down, you let yourself know that you made the right decision and that this is better for whatever reason, and help to tell yourself, like, you don't have to disappear. You don't have to disappear, but like, you just can't participate as much. And yeah, I think that is something that needs to be talked about, or at least I don't see it talked about enough. It's definitely one of those things when you get to a point, like, a lot of people say, like, oh my gosh, I'm so healed and everything is so great. But as you continue through this journey, things do come up. And I find that these are the things that typically stump people, and they're like right there, like they are right there. But then certain bumps look like mountains, and they just get scared and they kind of back down and go back, which back isn't synonymous to bad, so let's point that out. But they turn around when right on the other side, or a couple more bumps later, they would have been exactly where they were trying to be. And so my goal is to hopefully help guide you through those bumps. If this is helpful, I don't know if it's helpful. I really hope so. But I approach these videos from where I feel that I am in my life and what I think that would be helpful for me to hear in these moments. If they're not helpful, I apologize. But thank you for watching anyway, if you made it this far. And if it was helpful, let me know how and what you think. But as usual, I am grateful for you being here. Thank you so much. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And most of all, remember that this future self that you are aiming to be, this future life that you are aiming to have, is right there. Like, remember that this future self, this future life that you are aiming for already exists, right? It's waiting for you in the sunshine, smiling back at you, because you are who you are today. And she knows that you could not be, or she could not be who she is if you were not who you are today. You had to be you in this moment right now, exactly what you're going through, for her to exist. All you have to do is close the distance. That's it. You just have to close the distance. But again, thank you so much for being here and spending time with me. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. But while you're here,